As I teach people how to become fractional as opposed to full-time executive somewhere else, there's a recurring theme that I come across that I want to share today, and that theme is reinvention. The idea of reinvention. A lot of the people I teach, adult learners, they come out of 10, 20, 30, sometimes more years of experience, sometimes at one company, which is really kind of shocking these days, but it does happen. And I teach these folks because they need to kind of learn how to get in the fractional economy because it's new and there was no path for that. If you've been working at Fortune 500 company this or Fortune 2000 company that, but the idea of reinvention comes up. It's part of life, reinventing. But what's been interesting, and I hope this is useful to you if you're in that place, if you've left your corporate world for whatever reason and you're looking for meaning and purpose and revenue and all of that. What's interesting is just how hard it is to reinvent yourself. And I actually don't think about it as a reinvention as much. I think about it as just sort of revealing the truth of what's there. Taking off the corporate mask is another way to think about it, but in all cases, it does come down to you were one thing when you had corporate role X, title X, and that's fine. It is what it was, but you're a completely different thing um, when you're out here on your own. You're more of who you are. Is this? You had to shape yourself to that corporate job, shape yourself to that culture. There's a lot of masking that goes on just to sort of fit in, and a lot of people didn't find a lot of satisfaction with that. When in fact, when you come out here in the fractional world, there's a lot of really going beneath the surface and really finding out what's there and exploring it and pulling it apart and getting to know it and talking to it and naming those things that are true about you. So you might be an executive. Hey, I was a CFO for Fortune 200, right? I was a CMO, a CTO, and that's big and it's meaningful and it looks great on a resume. But that's not really who you are. Who you are is another dimension. And it really, really matters out here that you get to that, because who you are is how people remember you and how you're referred and how you're brought in to bring value to places. So I was writing about this week. There's a couple things that are true to who I am. Yes, I'm a fractional chief marketing officer. Absolutely. But even deeper than that, the next level down, I'm a perennial optimist. I've just always been that way. It's who I am. It's part of my DNA. I'm a storyteller. I've been doing it my whole life since I was 5 years old in the back of my Volks Buick on those 3 hour long trips up to northern Minnesota, um, just telling stories. So I'm a teacher, and here I am teaching people how to sort of become a fractional professional. So my encouragement for you today, if you're leaving corporate for whatever reason and you're trying to find your way forward, spend time and energy and burn calories on the deeper levels of who you are. It's vulnerable work. It's not easy, but it's probably the most important work you can do. To get beneath the surface allows you to express who you are and reach deeper into who you are. As an eternal optimist, guess what I do? Optimistic things, and I think optimistic thoughts, and I exude optimistic vibes. You have your own three, four, five, six, 10 things like that are yours. It's actually a pretty functional business tool as well, in that people, when almost all work business in fractional comes from referrals. That's going to be the case for jobs forever. It's the way of the world, networking. So you have to network, and people will not remember your pitch. They will not remember your elevator pitch. If you have a tagline, they probably won't remember the tagline. They'll remember how you made them feel, and they'll remember some of the things about you that were impressive and interesting, and most importantly, very, very human. So, my encouragement today, if you're leaving that world, is to really spend time and reach into who you are, and just go sit on a rock, write it down, journal about it, as you go into the fractional world. This is what we teach in our class, our new fractional masters class. It's very deep dimensions of this stuff. So there is a pathway you can follow if you feel like taking a class about it or doing a workshop. But in all cases, get to know that deeper you. I will tell you that's who the world wants to know. That's who people want to refer, and that's where all of the opportunities lie for you. So, cheers to finding out who you are in 2025 and letting the universe see that and letting that true you shine and become everything that the universe has in store for you. So there you go. If you're wondering about the Auburn shirt, we have a senior in high school, college campuses, and all that have been going on. So I'm getting T-shirts, and then I got this new little toy here. It's supposed to make the audio go better. So I'll check that later. But it's 2025. Go fractional.